Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of the Wiregrass Revolutionary Veterans. I'm Philip Kitchens from the Wiregrass chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution, and today, in our first episode, we will visit the gravesite of Joseph Watford, and we will give a little history about Joseph Watford and how he journeyed with his family to settle in the Big Creek area in southeast Alabama. Today, we're in Houston County, Alabama at Big Creek United Methodist Church on Alabama State Highway 605. It's just about 3 miles south of Rehoboth, Alabama, and about 3 miles from the Florida Panhandle. Now, Houston County was not established until February of 1903 and was formed from parts of Dale, Henry, and Geneva counties. And the Big Creek area was part of Dale County before 1903. Now, facing the church, if you look to the left, there's a historical roadside marker which was erected by the historic Chattahoochee Commission and the Dothan Landmark Foundation in 1979. This is one of the oldest churches in southeast Alabama and the oldest church in Houston County, Alabama. The original church that was built in the 1820s was a log cabin style church. Unfortunately, the log church was torn down after the construction of a new church in 1865. Now, Joseph Watford was born in North Carolina on 29 January 1742 and resided in Pitt County, North Carolina, prior to the Revolution. He volunteered in the North Carolina militia under Captain James Lanier. He marched from Pitt County to South Carolina and fought in the Battle of Stono Ferry, just south of Charleston Harbor. According to Revolutionary War pension application of Joseph Watford, he began his second 4-month tour where he served under Captain Samuel Barrow in 1779. He was marched from Granville, North Carolina to Kingston, to Smithville, and then to Salisbury and on into South Carolina to join General Gates before his defeat at the Battle of Camden. On hearing of the defeat of General Gates, he was marched back on the side of the Deep River, a tributary of the Cape Fear River. For his third tour, he was under Captain Jesse Proctor. And then his fourth and final tour, he served under Captain Richard Reeves and began marching to Wilmington. Prior to arriving, they were ordered to return to Kingston. At this time, it was the end of the war, and Joseph was discharged in Kingston. After the war, Joseph Watford moved to the Darlington district in South Carolina, where he married Elizabeth Watford and fathered 9 sons and 2 daughters. He lived with his family for the next 30 plus years in Bertie, North Carolina, and in Charleston, South Carolina, and eventually moved to the Big Creek area with several of his adult children and their families about 1820. Joseph would have been in his 80s at the time of the move. On October 17, 1832, Joseph Watford applied for his Revolutionary War pension in Dale County, Alabama. According to the census records, he was living with his son Barnabas Watford in the Big Creek area until his passing on July 26, 1845. He was laid to rest here at Big Creek United Methodist Church Cemetery. And according to most records, he lived to the age of 103 years old. Joseph Watford lived a long life and well deserving of our respect for all that he did for our country and the Wiregrass. There are many descendants of Joseph Watford throughout the Wiregrass and the Florida Panhandle, with surnames not only of Watford, but like one of our sons of the American Revolution compatriots, James Best Jr., who has documented Joseph Watford as his 6 times great-great-grandfather. Other surnames linked directly to Joseph also include the Wrights, Howells, Williams, Mosley, Pierce, Taylor, Beatty, Whitaker, Hudson, and Day, just to name a few. I hope you've enjoyed this America 250 presentation of Joseph Watford, one of the Wiregrass Revolutionary Veterans. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode of Revolutionary Veterans of the Wiregrass. Until next time, huzzah!